Welcome to Uxbridge Scugog Life. This is a brand spanking new show just for you, the community of Uxbridge and Scugog. And you know what? If you want to be on the show, we want to have you on the show. If you have a product, a service, an event, a program that's coming up, or maybe you have something you want to educate the community about, contact us. We'd love to have you on the show. Now, before I get into who and what we'll be talking about on the show, I want to share that I'm in total gratitude. Today, I went for a beautiful trail walk with my dogs. Now, I live on Testa Road, and at the end of Testa, there is a beautiful field. There's also a driving range out there, which is kind of nice to walk through when the balls aren't going to peg you off, right? It actually hasn't opened up just yet. Oh yeah, it will be opened up while you're watching this. And there's access to the Trans-Canada Trail right there. How amazing is that? And it's incredible being able to access that all seasons. I am truly in so much gratitude to having access to that. So if you have not been out on one of the many trails yet, get out there. Now today on the show, we have Mary Lister of Grasshopper Naturals Inc. We also have Patio Waschuk of Banjo Cider. And I will also be pulling some cards for you from my daily inspiration deck to offer you inspiration and assist you with the energy for the week. It's going to be a great show. Uxbridge Scugog Life.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Summer days, summer nights, lots of things to do, places to go, and people to see. If you're having a few drinks, be sure to plan ahead and get home safely. We don't want to pick you up. Drinking drivers risk injuries to themselves and others and take chances with their license, their jobs, and their future. Remember what's at stake and choose your ride, whether you're the driver, the passenger, or the party host. Thanks for supporting sober driving. I hope we never meet.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Hi, I'm Scott Clark, host of Our Historic Home Durham. We hope you join us as we explore the historic sites, people, and places that our region has to offer. That's Our Historic Home Durham, here only on Rogers TV.
So welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. And now with me, I have Mary Lister of Grasshopper Naturals Inc. or Incorporated. Mary, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You know, I just want to say it's a pleasure to be able to reconnect with you. I didn't even know I knew you when we were connecting for this show. And I'm like, wow, we do know each other. And we know each other back when our kids were in brownies. So I think that's right. So cool.
Yeah.
So it's great to reconnect with you.
Yeah, definitely.
So you started this beautiful business, Grasshopper Naturals Inc. And how did that come to be? How did this all start for you?
It started quite a few years ago. I had kind of an interest in natural skincare products, and like a lot of us, a concern about what I was putting on my body. So I took a PD course that was offered through my full-time job in soap making, and I loved it. I thought, you know, this is not that difficult, and it's kind of fun. It was something I could do with my daughter. And then sort of fast forward a few years later, and you get busy with life and your full-time job, and the soap making kind of got put on the shelf. And then when the pandemic hit, I had a lot of spare time on my hands, and I thought, what better time than a pandemic to make soap? So the soap making supplies came back out, and my daughter started to get more involved in the process with me as well. And it just kind of evolved from there. We started making lip balms and lotion bars and body butters and candles and lots of other products as well.
That's amazing. Okay, so you said you learned how to do soap making through a PD session. So you are a teacher and you work at a secondary school in Pickering, correct?
I do, yeah.
So teacher by day, soap maker extraordinaire by night. Pretty
exactly.
You're doing this, I was going to say project, but it's business. So you're doing this business with your daughter. That must be interesting. You must have, there has to be a lot of juicy stuff coming out of doing that with your daughter. What are some things that you guys have learned together? What is she learning? How are you working with each other? How's that all rolling out for you?
It's actually been a really great learning experience for both of us. I always thought I was the least entrepreneurial person I knew. I never thought in a million years I would start a business. I thought it was really complicated and a lot of work and something I wasn't capable of. But we've learned together it's not that difficult. The process of starting a business, getting incorporated, and we work pretty well together. We both have different strengths. I like the creative part of the job. I like the mixing up different formulas and creating stuff, and she likes the business part of it. She does the bookkeeping and spreadsheets for orders and that sort of thing. She'll pitch in during busy times, like around Christmas, to help with production, but we complement each other well, and for the most part, we work pretty well together.
Nice. That's amazing. And I understand that she also did the label. Or she created your logo and all that, right?
She did, yeah. She's kind of our chief marketing officer. So she designed the label. She's posted a lot of the photos on our Instagram account. So she really likes that sort of business end of things. And I am not good at that at all. So I'm very grateful to have her helping.
Oh, that's amazing. What a great way for her to build self-esteem. For her to learn what goes into building a business, the confidence that she'd be building in that, I think is pretty amazing. And for you to do that together and have that sense of accomplishment is pretty amazing.
It is. I mean, she's 16, so she's sort of at an age where, you know, she's drifting off and doing her own thing. So it's been a nice bonding experience for us.
Now, with you making products that have very few ingredients in them and very natural ingredients, were any of the members of your family experiencing allergies or rashes or sensitivities? Is that what was drawing you to natural products, or has that always been a draw for you?
It's always been an interest I've had. I'm a bit of a skincare product junkie. I've probably bought every product there is under the sun, but I've always been sort of conscious of what's in it or what's not in it, and you know, thought there probably is a safer way to produce these products or safer products out there. And then when I did some research, I realized it's really not that difficult to make a lot of these products yourself at home. Once you do a bit of research and, you know, a bit of chemistry, eventually you come up with something that's a pretty nice product. And as you said, everything that we make has very few ingredients. In fact, all of our products have 4 or fewer ingredients. And every ingredient you can pronounce, it's stuff that you've heard of, some things you might have in your own home. So it's very safe for anybody in your family.
Nice. Now, what I love is that you have lived in Uxbridge, was it over 20 years now?
It's about 20 years, yeah.
Yeah. And so with you having such an establishment within the community, what, like, are the majority of your customers coming right from Uxbridge, or where are your customers coming from?
A lot of them are in Uxbridge for sure, in the surrounding area. I'm fortunate to have a lot of supportive colleagues in my full-time job. So over Christmas, we were inundated with orders from my colleagues for, you know, stocking stuffers and that sort of thing. I've got a very supportive group of friends and family who have placed lots of orders. And we're starting to see some orders trickle in from you know, various parts of Canada. We've even had an order from as far away as Texas, which was pretty exciting. We've only been at this fully been fully incorporated for a couple of months now. So it's exciting every time we get a new order and, you know, from someone we don't know, you do that little happy dance and get excited over that.
Yes. Oh, I love that aspect. Being a business owner myself, as soon as you get an order, you get orders for products, I get orders for services.
Right.
And yeah, when that order comes to you, it's like, woo-hoo!
Yeah, that's the dance.
Well, Mary, I hope we get you some more sales. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I look forward to trying some of your products.
Oh, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun.
Thanks, Mary. Bye.
Bye.
So we will be right back after this short break.
This time of year, waterfowl hunters are out, and we encourage them to come out and enjoy their sport. We want them to be safe as well. This time of year, the water is cold and the air is cold, so it's very important to have all your safety gear. Have a plan, and let somebody know the plan and when you're going to be back. Always carry a cell phone fully charged and wear your life jacket. Hunters can hunt 30 minutes after sunset, but as soon as the sun goes down, when you're out on a boat, you have to have your navigation lights on when operating. We want to see people out here with their lights on so they can avoid a collision with other hunters. When you're out hunting, it's your obligation to know the rules and the regulations. For more information and to find these regulations, visit the Ontario.ca website.
So welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life. Now for this segment, I wanted to provide you with some inspiration, and I have set the intention that this inspiration will be relevant to you, to your family, whenever you are actually watching this segment. So I have pulled 3 cards from my daily crystal inspiration deck. And just to give you a little bit of background about me, I am a very sensitive empath. I'm a medium, so I channel information. I'm a yogini, I do yoga, and I'm an energy healer. So when I talk to you about these cards, I will be connecting in with my channeling guide. And whether you believe in that stuff or not, it doesn't even matter. You can just take from it what resonates, and everything else, just leave it to the side. It's all good. So I pulled 3 cards today, and these cards are going to be relevant to whoever is watching the segment. So the first card I got is the crystal turquoise. Turquoise. All right, isn't that a beautiful card or a beautiful crystal? When I think about turquoise, I not only think of a gorgeous turquoise sea, but I also think of the throat chakra, which is communication. Now, I'm an energy healer. I work with chakras. There is a chakra that a lot of people don't talk about. It's not considered one of the core chakras, but it's also your thyroid. And your thyroid is a beautiful sea blue because it's connecting in your heart with your throat, which is a beautiful turquoise, and they come together for beautiful, heartfelt communication. Now, the core message for this particular card is prioritize your health. So right now, it's really important for you to put you first. If you are a parent, if you are a husband, a wife, a sister, a brother, you know what? Sometimes we can put, especially if we're real givers, we can put everyone else and everything ahead of ourselves. And then we can deplete ourselves, especially when we're giving and giving and giving. We need to give back to ourselves. So in order to prioritize our health, we need to schedule ourselves in. So that is about making sure you get your good sleep. That is about getting outside and connecting in with nature, being within the elements to refuel and energize yourself. It's about getting the exercise you need and getting the food that you need. What are you putting into your body? It's also, where are your thoughts? Being able to give the self-care that you need for not only your physical health, but also your emotional and your mental health. And hey, what about your spiritual health? So it's time for you to take care of you. And when you do that, then what is going to happen is all the people around you are going to be benefiting from that. Now, the next card I pulled is Smoky Quartz. That's a pretty cool card or crystal. I love the gold in there. And the key message is let it go. What are you holding on to? Is it frustration about COVID and how things are still not back to normal? Is it what other people, what other decisions other people in your life are making that do not resonate with you? Is it a situation that you face? Maybe you've lost your job or your job has changed and you're like, I don't like this. So that congestion of energy is going to be causing you issues. It doesn't allow you to flow through life. It doesn't allow you to receive the abundance you're looking for or the joy that you would like to have back in your life when you have this congestion going on. So it's important for you to let it go. So how do you let this go? How do you let it go? Well, it starts with changing your thought patterns, because your thoughts are creating your reality. And sometimes it's just our perception of a situation that will determine our reality. You know, my perception about a situation can be very different from someone else's perception because we're seeing it from a different lens. And so if we have a lens of, I don't like this, it's more of a distorted viewpoint on something. I like to have the belief in, you know what, this works for me because it ends up creating more happiness, more joy, more peace, more gratitude within me when I have the thought of, for some reason, it's meant to be this way. So I need to try to trust in what I'm experiencing right now. Maybe there's a lesson. Maybe somehow this is going to evolve into something even better. So it's about trusting in that process, and that can help you to let it go. The next crystal is selenite. Clear the clutter. Well, it is spring, right? It is spring. It is time to declutter. Go through cupboards and closets and drawers and start getting rid of stuff. If things don't make you happy, why do you have it? You know, sometimes we hold on to things a bit too long for fear that we might need it one day, but it's time to let that stuff go. And you know what? In town, oh my goodness, the name of it, I can't believe the name has left, but you know what? We're going to put it along the bottom of the screen. It's that beautiful store that we have in town where you can donate items and you can make other families very happy. So clear your clutter, donate your items, and I hope this offers love and inspiration to you. Namaste. All right, we will be right back with more Uxbridge Scugog Life.
After a night out with your friends, not having a plan for a safe ride home can leave you in a bad spot. You could end up riding in a police car, an ambulance, or a hearse. These unplanned modes of transportation can be a costly choice and do not take you home. Your plan could include a designated driver, a taxi, or public transit. Drink responsibly, choose your ride, and have a plan for a safe ride home.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen for Photos and Travel, where we bring the world to your doorstep. Traveling during this pandemic is virtually at a standstill. However, thanks to Rogers and YouTube, my new show Photos and Travel is heading into its second season. Join me for a new episode every month when we get together and explore exotic locales around the world. Check local listings for dates and times, or search Jonathan Van Bilsen's Photos and Travel on YouTube.
So welcome back to Uxbridge Scugog Life, and with me on the show is Patty Owaschuk of Banjo Cider. Patty, it's so great to have you on the show.
It's so great to be here. Thanks for having Banjo Cider on your show. We're very excited.
Now, you live in a beautiful country property in Uxbridge with your family, and I've known you for years, and all of a sudden you have this incredible cider business. How the heck did that happen?
That's a good question. You know that we always we're doing little hobby farming projects here. And we actually had another farm before I met you where we did organic fruit and asparagus and stuff. And then we grew all these raised animals here. And then when the kids were a little older, one fall, we were just sitting in front of our super old apple trees, and it was a year where there were so many and they're just falling to the ground. And Tony was kind of like, we should do something with this. And next thing I know, he grabbed them all up and pressed like a few hundred liters of cider, which was really, really good. That first batch was super good. And then it just kind of morphed from there. And Tony's somebody who doesn't do anything small. So we just turned it into a cidery pretty quick and put in our orchard. Here on the property, we have an orchard, as well as on another property. We have 10 acres of cider varieties, and it just grew from that seed of an idea.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that apple seed of an idea.
Yeah, and I love when projects grow from a passion, you know, like he had the inspiration and then the passion, and let's do this.
Yeah.
So now you make traditional cider. What exactly is that? What's different with the process with traditional cider?
Probably the main thing is how long we ferment and age the cider. So you can make cider pretty quickly in a month or 6 weeks, but we let it continue, and it wants to go through these additional stages of fermentation if you just let it, and that changes the flavor, adds a bit more character, smooths it out. And we also make our ciders kind of more on the dry side. They're not super sweet. So we have a range from a very bone dry kind of champagne-like cider up to something that's sort of medium dry and everything in between. So those factors are kind of what make it traditional.
Okay, it's going to sound like I know something about tannins, but really I don't. So with the longer fermentation process, what does that do to the tannins? Because I know some products you can get more headaches with and others you don't. So how does that work with the traditional cider?
Well, it's interesting you bring up tannins. So the longer fermentation brings out, I would say, other natural flavors from it, not necessarily tannins. The tannins, which are important for a really traditional and kind of high quality cider, come from the apples. So that's why we've grown our own cider varieties, because a table apple doesn't have tannins really. You don't want to pucker up when you know, it's kind of like eating a crab apple. We don't just eat them. But crab apples do have tannins. So we use those in our cider until our own trees mature. We can't get cider varieties from the market. So that's why we have to grow our own. In the meantime, until our trees are a little more mature, we get crab apples, or 1 year we had the community, 2 years now actually, the community picked apples for us. We bought apples off of local residents and pressed our citizens cider, and some of those were heritage varieties, so we got tannins out of those too.
Oh, nice. See, you just taught me more about tannins.
There you go.
Now, you even created a patio. I know with the COVID restrictions, it's not open at this time, but you have a patio and you have a store, and people can come and order their cider from you, and you have a window that they could pick it up from. How is all that working right now?
Yeah, so the patio was not in our plans last year. Last year was our first year with the actual store and tasting room. We were open a month, then COVID hit, and then we had a brand new parking lot, and we thought, let's turn it into a patio because it's COVID season, and that's how we can make it through. So that was a lot of fun, and people seem to love it. And as you say, we also have our bottle shop window. So all of the purchasing happens outside. People just come up. We were lucky to have this window on the porch, and so we just sell through there. So we're open on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at the bottle shop window.
Nice. Okay, so if people want to double check on your hours, what is the website that they can go to check on that?
It's www.banjocider.ca, and we keep that up to date, as well as our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts, which are all at banjocider.ca, or sorry, at banjocider.
Okay, awesome. And they can also go to the farmers market. Which farmers markets are you at?
Uxbridge, yes. The new market, the beautiful new market one, and we'll probably be in another Toronto one, which we will announce soon.
Awesome!
Yeah.
Patty, thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to having some of your cider. And I understand you have bottled your cider from putting it together last fall. So I am so excited to have some, and I hope all of you viewers out there will go taste Banjo cider. Thank you so much, Patty. We will be right back with more Uxbridge Scugog Life.
You know what? I'll Operation Smile, alongside our medical volunteers, provides safe cleft surgery to children free of charge thanks to generous donors like you. That was until we fell into a pandemic.
If you only knew what I'm going.
By December, tens of thousands more children will be waiting for surgery. Please help us keep our promise and deliver smiles to children in need when surgeries resume.
Think it's too late to become more fit? Think again. I'm personal trainer Karen Ross, and my mission is to help you take control and find your way back to health and wellness. Tune in to A Little Bit Fit with me, Karen Ross, here on Rogers TV.
Hi, I'm Constable Darrell Rice, Durham Regional Police Service. Tune into Rogers Cable 10 to watch me on Seniors Talk with DRPS, where we'll talk about all kinds of amazing information and community programs for you, our seniors in Durham Region.
Well, that's a wrap for another episode of Uxbridge Scugog Life. Now, if you want to be on the show, I want to hear from you. If you have a product, a service, an event, a program, or something that you'd love to teach the community about, email me. It's thejoyfulyogini2020@gmail.com. Now, so let's support small businesses. And it was such a pleasure to have two amazing small businesses featured on the show. So we had Mary Lister of Grasshopper Naturals Inc. Check out our Instagram. Check out the beautiful products that they have, whether you're looking for natural soaps or face serums or earrings. Oh, here's Gracie. She's coming to say hello and goodbye as well. And we also had Patio Waschuk from Banjo Cider. Now, cider is good all year round, but it's an especially amazing summer drink. So keep an eye on their website to see when patios will be open. It will be determined on Health Canada. But you can pick up, they have pickup hours where you can get your cider from the window. So that is always available to you. Now, let's get outside. We need to get outside. Let's check out the trails. Let's go for some bike rides, go for some trail walks, dog walks. And you know what? If you're going to be accessing the pump park, we have such an amazing pump park in town that we'd be so proud of. If you're going to go to the pump park, double check on how many people are there and stay safe. Keep separated. You know, we shouldn't be congregating more than 5 people, right? So even if we're outside, we don't want to be too close. So stay safe that way. So again, hey, if you want to contact me for a one-on-one reading or a healing session or yoga or any of my group yogas, and by the way, for the month of April, my yoga and meditation sessions are free. You can check out my website, thejoyfulyogini.ca. So thank you so much for watching. It was an absolute pleasure. And this is Jackie Hermans, your host of Uxbridge Scugog Life, signing off. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
My mother said we had to leave home. The communists were going to take my father away. If my parents were afraid, they didn't show us. But we would never forget our escape from Vietnam. We were lost.
And what was your job in Vietnam? University professor.
We had no home.
Do you have any family in Canada?
No, sir. Nobody wanted us.
Welcome to Canada.